Tom,
Yo, what's going on?
comment from our last video.
Ooh, Infinity Gauntlet.
number 1.
Ish.
Yep. For No is this person's name. So glad I found your channel, bro. I just got back into collecting a year ago, and Infinity Gauntlet was one of the first sets I snagged at a great price.
Heck yeah.
I jumped back in only having 20 books. Now I'm sitting on 1,000 plus.
Ooh.
I'll get there too.
His collection is growing, and Infinity Gauntlet caused the spark, and I hope that our coverage will, add some maybe lighter fluid or gasoline to it. Wait a minute, that doesn't sound good. Don't do that.
Burn your comics,
yeah,
kids.
Burn them all. But no.
Fire
for
Guy
real,
told
though.
you to.
In flames. But we are moving on from Infinity Gauntlet number 1. A lot happened in that issue, but essentially Thanos snapped his fingers. And now we move on to not Infinity Gauntlet number 2. We move on to an Incredible Hulk comic book.
Yeah, we're definitely not jumping straight back into the main event. This is more tie-ins, more universe building.
Hulk number 383.
Yes, sir.
This is an affordable crossover. It goes for under $5 on average in near mint. You can get this book at a 9.6 for like 40, upwards of 50, 60 for a 9.8. Now, Hulk 383, this actually adds a lot of substance to the story. This isn't just a quick little blip off to see what Thanos is doing. What's going on with Mephisto. Let's advertise for this Jim Starlin greatness that's going on.
Sounds a little like Cloak and Dagger.
This is actually a really good issue.
I was concerned that this tie-in would be pretty minor, but it factors in pretty heavily at the end.
Where does this factor in?
Actually, they give you a pretty easy way to road mark, or to map out where this issue takes place, because there's about half of it. The first half is a bunch of Hulk storylines.
Pre-snap.
Correct.
So this is like happening while Infinity Gauntlet number 1's happening.
And you can tell this because they cut to a scene out of nowhere with Silver Surfer, Doctor Strange, and Wong in Doctor Strange's house.
And we know
Doctor Strange's
Wong
house.
was already gone.
Yes,
at the end
Wong
of Infinity.
disappeared at the end of the first issue of Infinity Gauntlet. So this places the issue directly alongside the events of Infinity Gauntlet number 1.
This is actually the most realistic, like, what's going on with average society. This isn't cosmic. This isn't on multiple planets with like various creatures light years away. This is happening on Earth in an apartment, 2 women just waking up with a terrible hangover.
Yeah, it's extremely normal. This is not even what I thought a Hulk comic would be like.
Right.
It's like a sitcom. It's a lot like a sitcom. You start in an apartment, 2 ladies waking up. They have had a little too much to drink.
We got Marlo and Betty.
Betty Ross, Hulk's wife.
And Marlo is
she's Rick Jones's girlfriend. Speaking for myself, I had to do a lot of Hulk research on this because I have not read too many Hulk comics.
so they're just chilling, right?
Yeah, they're hanging out in
wake
the
up?
apartment. They wake up and they found out that they got a little too drunk and they dyed Betty's hair.
Yeah, they dyed it like a greenish.
It's this nasty
blonde. It's no
yellowish,
good.
greenish color that could not have been intentional.
She's like, what happened to my hair? And she's like, uh-oh.
I accidentally used this bottle of janitor in a drum cleaning supplies instead of this bottle of blonde hair dye, and they look exactly the same. And ha ha ha! It definitely does. It feels like a sitcom. Like a laugh track could have gone in right there.
It's good. And we have Bruce. He walks in, and he's Hulk the whole time. This issue, he's never Bruce Banner. He is the Hulk embodied the entire issue.
Yeah, and that was a really cool frame, too, that panel when he comes in. Frame is probably actually a good word because he comes in and he fills the entire frame of the panel.
This is my favorite frame of the entire comic book.
Yeah.
You have a angle where you are like you're towering above the Hulk, and he's in this, like, what would you call it? A leisure suit?
Yeah, like this really groovy 70s style, open-chested, just straight cleavage all the way down to his belt. Like,
He looks like a freaking baller.
yeah, he
Now,
looks very groovy.
What's cool about this is, like, I mean, most leisure suits from like that era that, it's kind of inspired by, they're like really flashy. They're like green or orange or blue, but Hulk is green.
He's
So-
already flashy.
Yeah. So they're like, all right, we're going to give him a, what would you even, like a
A nice muted,
maroon
yeah.
color tracksuit? I'm like, damn, I want to get a maroon tracksuit now. I'm not going to, but
I think you should. That's a good idea.
but he's looking good.
Send it to your P.O. box.
Yeah. P.O. Box, Tom Garcia, 574 Lake Stevens, Washington, 98258.
If someone sends Tom a leisure suit, then
Oh, I will wear it.
he'll have to
100%.
wear it.
It has to be maroon though. I have to look like the Hulk.
Yeah, don't send me one though.
Yeah, no. we'll just all wear maroon leisure suits.
1970s podcast.
Woo! All right, so Hulk's there, and you actually get a really good understanding of like his challenge as a character. He's the Hulk, and he's having a really tough time with his relationship with his wife.
I assume, based on their interactions and the conversation they're having, that at some point in the recent past, they had to have some kind of big argument, and they're taking like a break from their relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And Hulk doesn't really agree with that. He wants
them to move.
Yeah.
He wants them to move to like a mountain, to kind of work with this new team that's just been established. And she's not really game for it. She's actually a little standoffish, and his questioning of like, why won't she just like do this and like go with this and try to better the relationship? You know, is it because I'm the Hulk? And she's like, essentially, yes. Unfortunately, it is.
Kinda.
And he gets frustrated and leaves. And there's actually a really good couple panels of like seeing his reaction, his pain, of like just his challenges that he's having of being a superhero, but also being this hulkish monster.
One of the things I like about the Hulk is how his storylines can be. They feel a lot like Jekyll and Hyde.
Mm-hmm.
And,
for sure.
And also like Beauty and the Beast, like classic storytelling.
Werewolf by Night, it's like a, Bride of Wolfman. It's a Frankenstein
type story.
Yep. It's a lot of pain. He's so powerful that you have to like bring him down, and the best way to bring someone down, especially someone like him, is love. It's like The Thing. It's the constant. I'm a monster. I'm challenged.
I thought you meant John Carpenter's The Thing.
No, not that thing.
Oh. Different
thing. Nothing like that thing.
No.
He leaves, and we get a break from this story, and we meet Nadia.
Right, yeah, the actress.
Because, like, Hulk is a monster, and he's dealing with some problems, but he's not the only one that's dealing with issues.
He's not the only monster in this story either.
Yeah, he's not the only abomination.
Huh. Funny you should use that word.
Right.
Yeah, this guy, Abomination, who is pretty much Hulk's, like, nemesis, like his arch nemesis.
Yeah.
He's got a crush on this actress Nadia.
Well, it's his
ex-wife. Yeah,
ex-wife.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
he's hung up a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Creeping on her through the window at night while she's asleep.
Well, Abomination, after the toxic incident, he's left very ugly and very
He probably
mutated.
has to creep around in the night. Like, he can't really
in
walk.
the sewers and stuff.
Ugh.
And he's same situation with Hulk, only he's more damaged, probably because he doesn't look awesome in a leisure suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's creeping. Like, this is Hawthorne Heights. I'm outside of your window with my radio kind of stuff.
Yeah, like I'm crying in the rain and no one,
yeah.
I want you to love me.
Why won't you love me? So he's stalking Nadia, and Hulk finds out because Abomination's being tracked. All these villains in this universe, we have so many superheroes. They're all being, like, they're keeping tabs on everybody. And when they find out Abomination's stalking someone and that he's rampaging through the streets of New York, kind of stalking people, they know that we got to get Bruce Banner to help us stop him.
He's a good candidate to stop him because Bruce Banner's kind of responsible for his condition, right? Like,
correct. Yeah, he takes responsibility for the toxic incident. So we move on from here to a play that Nadia's starring in, and this is a key moment in Marvel history because this is the first time we really see, outside of the couple panels of reaction to Thanos' snap, where you actually see the effects on Earth.
You see the effects, and if you aren't reading the crossover, you have no idea this is about to happen either.
Oh, no. If you were just an Incredible Hulk reader, all of a sudden,
people start disappearing.
Boom.
Like, what the hell is happening
Rick
in this
Jones,
comic?
gone.
Yep. Wong is gone. Nadia's co-star in the play is gone.
She's
up there
happening
talking to him. Yeah.
while they're acting. It's a gorgeous like chain of events that's happening because we know as the reader from this prelude what's going to happen, but we're seeing what's happening on Earth for the first time. The reactions of people. There's people in the streets going, "This is what the New Testament was talking about."
Yeah,
This is what the Bible was talking about.
That scene of chaos where everyone's running into the streets like, "Oh my God!" And there's a couple of word balloons that I noticed because I'm a movie buff.
Sure.
There's a couple word balloons that say, "You're next! You're next!" That's 100% from Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Yep.
Yes, sir, from the OG.
Heck yeah.
Right at the
Good
end
reference. So people are disappearing. Hulk's seeing stuff happen. He's like, Rick Jones just disappeared. What? Like, oh my gosh. And Abomination takes this time to snatch up Nadia.
Yeah, she panics. She ran out of the theater, and he's like creeping up out of the sewer like the Ninja Turtles, and he's like, "Oh, there she is, right there. This worked out pretty nice. I guess I'm just gonna take her back to the sewer." And then Hulk follows him, and they get in a big old fight.
They get into a fight. It lasts for a couple pages. It's a really cool fight scene.
Yeah.
You know, these are two really like huge,
Beastly dudes.
yeah, just like mammoth. And it's cool to see some like powerhouses go at it. We haven't really seen that much throughout this saga. What we've seen a lot of is like a lot of like powers,
Energy blasts.
and
Silver
like,
Surfer beams.
you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, like Hulk gets a good punch on him, knocks him down, but before he can like finish the fight or, you know, brag too much, like this creepy little portal opens up and Hulk gets yanked through. And it ends. That's the end of the issue.
And what does that last little square say at the bottom right?
Thanos has hurled down the Infinity Gauntlet, and the Hulk engages in small talk.
Let's not get too excited, but
Not sure what even that means.
I have no idea, but I'm very interested because we do have more Incredible Hulk to cover in this saga.
Further down the line,
So
that's
we're going to
correct.
find out what happens with Bruce. What was your favorite thing that happened in this comic book? Like favorite panel?
It's pretty subtle, but it was back near the beginning on page 9 at the bottom. Near the bottom, there's a couple panels where Nadia is getting in the car after, I think, a show.
Oh,
One
and
of
she's
her
being
shows.
stalked by the Abomination.
Yeah, and the guy driving her is looking in the mirror, and he notices, you know, this big shadowy figure in the back in the distance.
It's like a horror movie.
Yeah.
Right?
And then they notice it, I guess, and look again, and it's gone.
Yeah.
That's so creepy.
Super creepy. They did that whole, like, that's such a good way to pace it. It adds a whole layer of dread that there's this
Yeah.
person stalking her, and we know it's like the worst case scenario that's stalking her, the Abomination. So I actually am very curious because this is a huge comic book in the Infinity Gauntlet saga, given that we are seeing the first reaction to Thanos' snap. It makes me think about when I was in the theater watching Infinity Gauntlet for the first time. I saw it a few times and experienced the snap on the screen. I knew that this was happening. I'm sure you knew this was happening. I think the whole, like, our audience who's watching this.
I hope
all
everybody watching
yeah,
this, knows or knew going in that was.
like, this is probably going to happen. But the thing is my reaction, I still had some surprise.
Yeah, I was not excited in like a nerdy excited way like I was the rest of the movie. It definitely hit home, and that was even before all the Spider-Man stuff.
When Russ came back, he's like, you need to go see this movie, man.
Yeah.
This is changing. Like, I know what happened, but like they saw it and it's different when you see it. And what are they going to do? Maybe they could be wiping the slate clean with some characters. And he was like, I got to go see it again. So I'm curious, what did the audience experience when the snap happened in theaters? What did you feel when you saw it? What were your first thoughts? Please put your answers in the comment section below.
Yeah, it was sad. It was so sad. So you can't say sad.
Yeah.
That's me. I took that already. Don't say sad. And while you're down there, you should probably just smash that like button. Hulk smash.
There you go.
Hulk smash that
Do
like
it.
button.
Hit the subscribe button. And what do they got to do with that notification bell?
Ring it till it breaks.
Ring it till it breaks. We do appreciate your time. Thank you so much. The best comic book community in the world.
Whole world.
As always,
Geek responsibly.
enough said. Thanks so much for watching the video. Make sure to hit that thumbs up and that subscribe button. And you can go to geekstreet101.com to get some merch.